So now I'm going to look back and reflect on all of my learning and my accomplishments, mostly through my Weebly page, that have occurred during this summer semester. I think the most surprising thing for me looking over my Weebly page was just how much we've accomplished in the past 7 weeks. I mean, we've created full websites, fully functional websites that have, a ridiculous amount of reviews and projects, and it's super professional looking. And it's just crazy that we've been able to complete that from just nothingness at 7 weeks ago. So I think that's the most surprising thing for me, because at the beginning of this semester, I never would have guessed that I would have been able to do that this quickly. I've never created a website before, so that was pretty cool. There were a lot of assignments that made me think throughout the semester, but I think the most thought-provoking assignment was the assignment where we had to read and review other educators' blogs. I reviewed a blogger named Mathy Cathy's blog, and it was really cool. I really liked her ideas. I really liked a lot of things she was posting. I want to teach middle school math, and she teaches middle school math. So it's a lot of stuff that I can use in the future. I think it really started me thinking about looking at other educators' work and getting ideas from other educators, and just, broadening my horizons and not, just relying on myself for my ideas, I guess. Because before I was kind of just set in my ways, and I was just going to do it how I was going to do it. And then I came to K-State, and then, read books from other educators, and, with this assignment, read blogs, and there are a lot of really good ideas out there, a lot of different ways to do things that I never would have considered without looking at blogs and looking at Twitters and looking at all these other mediums. And so I think that was the assignment that made me think the most. For me, the infographic assignment led me to my wow moment. I had never seen an infographic used in a class before that I can remember. I'd seen some different ad campaigns and stuff, like anti-smoking and other things like that, but I don't think I've ever seen one used in a classroom setting. It was just really cool. I never had considered something like that. And so that led me to my wow moment, which was just that there are so many ways you can use technology that I never would have considered. Like things where I just would have used a Word document, used a PowerPoint, used something, old school, I guess. Like there are all these new apps and new technologies that you can integrate instead that'll keep kids engaged, keep kids excited, and make your classrooms more up to date and more efficient. And so I guess that was my wow moment. I honestly don't think that my thoughts towards technology in the classroom have changed that much. I grew up with technology all around me, and so I'm really comfortable with technology. I really like technology. I would love to integrate it any way that I can. I think that, kids are just going to be more involved in technology the further we get along. So I think involving it in my teaching is extremely important. This is like a second language for kids nowadays, and to ignore that and to not include that is kind of hindering them for the future, because they're going to be using these technologies in their jobs in the future. I mean, they're going to be working jobs that don't even exist now, and they're going to be working with technologies that don't exist now. So we need to teach them how to use the current technologies so that they'll be ready to use the future technologies. If I didn't have teachers incorporate the technologies that came out when I was younger, I wouldn't know how to use these iPads, and I wouldn't know how to use all the current technologies that I know how to use now. We have to constantly incorporate the new innovations because students need to be prepared for the real world, and technology is in the real world. So I think it's really important. And also, technology really enhances your lessons. I mean, there are just things that we can't do without technology. We can't have kids make iMovies without technology, and if they weren't making iMovies, they'd be making a poster on poster board. And that's really cool, but kids aren't going to be as interested, and it's not going to be as creative, and they won't be able to really get as engaged as they would in the iMovie process. So I just really think that technology enhances their learning a lot better. Overall, I just think that looking through my Weebly, it's just crazy how professional it looks and how much stuff we've covered. Like all the reviews that we've done, there are so many apps that I've tried, so many programs, so many, Apple badges and all of that other stuff. It's just crazy all the stuff that we've learned and not really mastered because, we just dabble in things here and there. But we've gotten a little taste of a lot of different applications and a lot of different technologies that we'll be able to incorporate into our classrooms in the future. And also we've been able to organize all of these reviews and all of the experiences that we've had with these applications and technologies into one place on our Weebly page. And so that way in the future we can look back and we can, reflect even more than we're doing right now. And, if we're looking for an app that we want to use in our classroom, or we're trying to figure out a way to do something in our classroom, and we can look back on that and be like, oh yeah, we learned how to use Spark Video. I can incorporate Spark Video for this, or something like that. Or even somebody else looks at our page somehow and they find it and it could help them with their class. So I think that's really cool. I think that that's really a really professional use of the website itself. I'm also just really proud of all of the projects that I've created. Like, as I've stated previously multiple times, I am not artistic and I'm not creative. And I've created some pretty artistic and creative projects. The note card video I thought was really, really cool. I don't know how much math history I'm going to be able to include in my curriculum or how much is involved in my curriculum, but I did a little note card video on my favorite mathematician, and I think that would be really cool to have students do, kind of see where our math comes from, and just other cool projects like our infographic and our Canva. This was the poster that I created using Canva. It's a poster that I would possibly use in my classroom. This was one of the Pinterest board covers that I made using Canva. I thought that was a really cool thing. It makes your Pinterest just look a little more professional, especially when parents are looking at your Pinterest or other educators. I think it's really useful. Far and away my favorite project that we created is an infographic that I made using Piktochart. I think it looks super professional and is definitely something that I could, if I started teaching today, I could hand this out to my students and use this in a classroom. This is a screenshot from the first Apple badge that I accomplished. It was the iPad badge. I thought this was a really cool thing that we did, and we posted this on our Weebly pages every time we earned a new badge. It's a cool program from Apple that allows you to master different Apple products and it tells you different ways that you can incorporate them into your classroom. Tells you different ways they can be used as accommodations for students with disabilities. So that was really awesome. That was one thing that I really liked learning because that was something I didn't know before, and that's something that will definitely be useful for me in the future. Overall, this class has just had a lot of content for 7 weeks, and I've learned a lot. I used a lot of different technology and a lot of different applications that I otherwise wouldn't have used. I think I learned a lot. At the beginning of this course, didn't even know how to find the home screen on my iPad, and now I can create a movie, and I'm currently creating one now. And it's just crazy how far I myself have come, and I'm really proud of that accomplishment. And especially looking through my Weebly page and seeing, just remembering the first time I tried to make a page and I could barely figure out where, like, just how to put a title on the page. And now my pages look pretty professional. I just think it's crazy how far we've come. You know, our assignments were pretty elementary in the beginning, and now they are, I mean, they're things that are pretty similar to what we're going to be doing in our classrooms, creating very professional, very advanced tools. So I think the quality of our learning has been very good. Just for me specifically, it's been very deep learning and very, very beneficial for my future career.